Thank you, Jose, for that. So again, I'm Nick Malmstrom with Yakima Valley Bowenwork, and you guys have all heard me talk about Bowenwork a handful of times. And what I learned recently from a client and a colleague is that I can go on and on about all the medical jargon around Bowenwork, and then half the time I sound like, you know, wah, 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 and I'm speaking over everybody. So I don't want to do that anymore. So I thought one of the best ways to do that is to give you guys a little demonstration. And so I have a lovely volunteer who did volunteer. And yes, I do want to turn my timer on. Thank you for that.
I have a timer here.
Oh, okay.
You're down a minute.
Perfect. You'll give me my 2 minute one.
You started a free session.
That too. So, basically what I want to do is just ask Mandy a couple of questions about how she's feeling, do a little bit of Bowenwork so you guys can see what I do, and then just let her rest for a little bit, because that is an important piece of Bowenwork, that integration time where they're just resting. And then I'll just talk a little bit more, and then we'll come back and check in with Mandy and see kind of if she did notice anything. Okay?
Sound good?
So, Mandy, can you tell me, like, how are things feeling in your neck, shoulders, upper back, kind of
You know, a little bit tighter on the left side.
tighter on the left side? Okay, how would you rate that tightness from like a 0 to 10 scale?
Say a 6.
A 6, okay, so pretty significant. So let's just have you in your pain-free range of motion do a little bit of neck rotation, just to see how things go. Okay, so can you guys see that she can turn to the right much better? And to the left it's a little bit restricted,
Yes.
right? Where do you feel that when you turn to the left?
All right.
Oh, right there.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So, oftentimes in Bowenwork, I come across somebody who's like in the real world having a problem. And I don't have a massage table and I'm not at my office, and yet I can still do Bowenwork and it can still help them. So in Bowenwork, we just call these like emergency Bowen sessions. Not that it's a emergency, but just here we are, here she is. So what I'm gonna do is just a couple of gentle moves on her low back, her mid back, and then her neck, then let her just rest for a little bit. So what I'm going to do is just find these low back muscles just below the rib cage. Mind if I help support you a little bit? And again with Bowenwork, we're just gently stretching the skin and then going a little bit deeper and then coming back across that deeper structure. For this area, it's a muscle. Sometimes we're going over a tendon or a ligament or maybe a nerve. But these first moves are over these big low back muscles. If you've ever hunted before, you'll know them as like the back straps, or if you've looked at an anatomy book, those big, long back muscles. And by going over these, what we're doing is we're just telling her body, the emergency is over, time to relax. And then we'll just let her rest there. You can be comfortable. And then I just want to give that a minute to settle. And then we're going to do a couple moves in her neck. And then we're going to check her neck range of motion. So, Bowenwork is all about telling the body to come into a relaxed state. Because Bowenwork is trying to get the body to heal itself. Right? I'm not forcing something to stretch or to loosen up by rubbing it or manipulating it with force. And so creating the environment for her to be relaxed will then allow her body to heal better. Oftentimes I joke with people that when you cut your finger right where it bends, it takes forever to heal because you keep bending it and then the scab tears open. So creating the environment for it to heal is putting the Band-Aid on it so you don't bend it. And Bowenwork is all about creating that peaceful, relaxing environment. As you guys know, who have been to my office, let it come in, quiet, relaxed, and then you start to get sleepy, more relaxed than you could ever imagine. And then you get off the table and you go, wow, that is looser, and that does feel lighter and freed up. Okay? All right, so let's do a couple moves to the neck, and then we'll check your neck range of motion. So I'm going to move this hair if you don't mind. So what we're doing is we're looking for this deep neck muscle here. We're just stretching, and then hooking that neck muscle a little bit.
Felt it in my shoulder.
Oh, she felt it already. That's something that oftentimes,
Like down here.
yeah, that oftentimes happens. People will say, wow, I felt that right away. And then sometimes people also have kind of a delayed response. They'll start to feel something also after I leave the room and let them relax. And that rest period is when more connections are made. Okay. What do you notice? What do you feel?
That was just weird.
It was weird.
I
Yeah.
mean, because it was down in my shoulder.
This is
Yeah.
a very common thing that people say. That was weird. They weren't expecting this thing to show up, this sensation that they feel. It's like, that was weird. And I get excited. I'm like, yeah, all right. That means things are changing.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you
Like-
still feeling it in that shoulder?
No, but like right here. Like, I swear.
Yeah, so.
Like this just started hurting, like right here.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And so sometimes this is great, right? This is the real world example of Bowenwork. I think I'm gonna come in and work on somebody's shoulder, I do some work, and then somewhere else maybe starts to hurt. And that's the body's way of saying, this is connected to that. And as I release the tension here, now I need some help down there. So in a office setting, in a clinical setting, I would then go and do some work in that area, maybe around her rib cage or the top of her hip, because we want to let her body inform me of what to do. So I'm not just giving some recipe or some predetermined thing that I think she needs. It's like, no, her body is informing, right? What the medicine she needs, which I think is really awesome.
Yeah.
Is it still really hurting there?
It's not as bad.
Not as bad, okay, but it's pressure,
Yeah.
okay? So I'll visit that in a second,
Mhm.
but let's just see how your neck turns now.
Oh my goodness.
That was,
Yeah.
That was
Way better.
markedly improved, right?
Wow.
Well, yeah, it doesn't like pinch as much.
And so that 6 out of 10 that you described before in terms of tightness, where is it now?
Oh. 3, maybe?
Okay,
Yeah.
so in less than 5 minutes maybe?
Yeah.
I took it from a 6 to a 3, it feels better, okay. But now, I can't leave her walking out of here with this new thing that showed up. So, what I wanna do with you is just a little bit of work through the diaphragm.
2 minutes.
So I'm gonna get down on your level and just do a couple things in your belly, if that's okay with you.
Excuse the missing of the gym for a while.
We all have bellies, and it's okay for them to be soft when we're not flexing.
Can I flex?
No. I want to work on your soft belly. Okay?
What am I doing?
Is this okay?
Yes.
So in Bowenwork, we call these moves the respiratory procedure. Maybe you've had this done, or you've heard me talk about this one. I've demonstrated it in one of my presentations a long time ago. This one is great for all sorts of breathing issues. Tom Bowen, who started this Bowenwork, developed this procedure for his wife, who was a chronic asthmatic. Even into adulthood, she struggled with asthma. And it significantly improved her breathing ability. Did that change it?
It's definitely decreased.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
So it'll continue to work for a little while, and if this doesn't get everything you need, then you can come see me later and we'll do a more thorough session in the future.
Yeah, like it's probably, I would say 90% better.
Whoa,
I'm not
90%.
joking, like before it was, if I pressed on it, kinda felt better, but it's like one of those side aches when you're running.
Yeah, the little.
But, yeah, I would say it's at least 90% better.
Fantastic. Thank you, Mandy,
Yeah,
for
thank
being my model. Nick Malcolm, Yakima Valley Bowenwork. If you have any questions, yeah, let me know. That's it for today. Thank you, guys.